G'day guys, my name is Silent and welcome to my first how-to quote unquote video. So this is going to be a slightly different video to what I would normally make, and the reason I've decided to make this video is because I wanted to focus on collecting lore and complete the story for an up and coming Infected episode. So, to prepare for said episode, I tried to do some research on where to find all the lore locations. I started with searching on YouTube using different variations of lore locations on the Infected, where to find the lore, and so on. But I couldn't find anything at all. So I then searched Steam discussions and got no luck. I tried Google Images, got nothing on that. So then I Googled it, and you guessed it, no luck on that either. So I ended up going to TBF's channel and went video by video to mark all the lore locations. Big shout out to TBF for that. And so while doing all of that, I came to the conclusion that I would make a video showing all the locations and exactly where to find all the lore, so that hopefully it would help others out to find the locations. So, with all that being said, I really do hope this video will help you guys out. And with all that being said, let's get to it. So, originally I had recorded an Infected episode, which would have been episode 12, focusing on collecting all the lore pages so that I could get the story over and done with. That way we could focus on finishing the base, doing jobs, and the occasional looting. I was also intending to get a separate video on where to find / all lore locations, since as far as I could tell, no one has made a video specifically detailing all the lore locations and exactly where to find the lore notes. At least I could not find one on YouTube anyway. Unfortunately, while I was editing said videos, I realized I messed up and found that I didn't really record / plan the video in a way that would allow me to be able to get not only a normal Infected episode, but also an Infected where to find lore video. So I do apologize hugely for that. However, I still really want to make an Infected all lore locations and where to find them video, in the hope that it may help others find them now and in the future. So this will be episode 12's replacement instead. This way at least I can make a silver lining out of the situation, so to speak. One other thing I just want to put out there is that while I'll be showing the locations on where to find the lore notes will be in the correct order, the collection of the notes themselves will not be in the correct order. So, with that novel of an intro out of the way, let's get started. So, when you start the game, you do start with one bit of the story to begin with, which is this one. And you have to find the rest. So, the first stop is here at the lighthouse, which can be found down here at the southern part of the map. Right here. This will be your first stop. And when you get here, you want to come through here, up these stairs, and right here. And this will be your first note. Now, I'll pick it up, and you guys can pause it if you want to read it. Alright, now that we've got that note, on to the next location. Alright, this is the second location you want to go to, which is here on the map, just north of the lighthouse. And here you will find one law note. And I did forget to say, you will only find one law note at the lighthouse as well. So to find it, you want to come into this tent and right here on the desk. Alright, once you pick that up, we'll see you at the next location. Alright, and this is the third stop, which is in the city. And you want to come to this location here on the map, where you will find the next 3 notes. And you want to come to this building here. And then you want to go through this door, go around to the right, and into this office here, and you will find a note on this bench. And then from the door that you enter in, you want to come to the left into this middle area here, and over to this bench where you'll find another note. And then once you've picked up that note, you want to go to the left again and into this office and around to the right, and you will find the third note. Alright, and that's all 3 notes in this building. So we'll move on to the next location. And here we are at the 4th location, which is just north of the city, which is right here on the map. And here you will find the 4th note in this city, which is right here on this box. Alright, once you pick that up, we're going to move on to the next location near the swamp. Alright, here we are at the next location, which can be found right here on the map, just south of the swamp. And here you will find 3 notes. Now to find one, you come through this door and straight ahead on this desk. And the next 2 notes, looking at this building, you come around to the right to this roller door. There you will find 1 note right through into this room, right here. And then the other note you will find to the left, right through into this office and on this desk. And this code will be the code that you're going to need at the final location. And once you've picked that up, we'll move on to the next location. And here we are at the next location, which is a cave to the north of the compound. In here you will find 1 law note. And to find the law note, you want to come into this cave. and go all the way to the little bit to the right, and you want to come back here where you will find a skeleton on the bed and the next note on this little table. And then once you pick that up, we'll move on to the next location. And here's the next location. Although this does not contain a lore page, however, you can get a vest from this place as well, which you will find right here. And here it is on the map, right in this location here. Now on to the next one. And here we are at the final location, which can be found here on the map. Right here. And here you will find 2 lore notes. So to get into this bunker, you want to go to the doctor's log and use this code here. And once you come into the bunker, you want to come down these stairs all the way to the bottom, turn right, and this is where you will find one of the 2 notes in this office. You come in here and on this desk. And then once you pick that up, we will go to the next location within this bunker. So once you've picked up the note from this office, the last note you want to go and find is through this door to the left. You come in this door and around to the right, and here it is on the desk. And then once you've found that note, we'll move on to the final part of the lore story. And here is the final part. Once you've collected all the lore notes and finished the story, you can come to this boat and you can interact with it. And well, guys, that is all the lore pages that are actually in this game at the moment as of the end of June 2026, unless the dev decides to add more in the future. I hope this video has helped you find all the lore and uncover the story in The Infected. As always, I do hope you have enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe for future content. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next video.
Bye, have a great time.